I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, please be with us this day as we deliberate the business of the county. Lord, grant us your wisdom, your guidance. Help us, Lord, to just do the right thing, Lord, as we go about this business. Ask all these things, Lord, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Steve. All right, did you gentlemen have a chance to look at the minutes from August 15th?
Steve, I corrected what you
Okay.
mentioned earlier, by the way. You want to hand that to Steve, you can look at we kind of took a guess on what that room the value would be because it's not established before. It's your executive decision.
Oh, it's right here.
And it's under other matters or whatever it was under.
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
You just signed it.
Yep.
So he'll have to set it on the ledge. Here it comes.
It wasn't going far. There was a couple things I had him change.
All right. We have had at 9 a.m. our Board of Finance. Let's see. We'll let you report on that during your time, so. All right, Tony, what did you have for us this morning?
Well, there are two things one thing I might have later. As you know, Bree and I were in here all day with council yesterday. So the accounts payable claims got behind. She is working on that now. But something didn't balance, so she's looking for that, hopefully to get that down here while the meeting's still going on so we can get that looked at and approved. But that's the reason that's behind is we were in there with council all day. We normally would have weekly health insurance claims. But what we got from them when I opened it this morning, it said that they were having a problem at their end on the check register claims. So they
So
did
will
not
we
get.
still be okay approving it next week, or will we?
The health insurance claims will be fine next week.
All right.
We might also have monthly health insurance next week. Both of those are fine. The actual accounts payable claims, she should bring down today. But they have to
Okay.
balance before she brings it down. I don't know what the problem was at Allied, but I replied back and told them that if I get it yet this morning, we can get it done. But if not, then I'll just wait till next week. So no big deal. I do, however, have payroll claims. And the payroll claims are in the amount of $358,067.24, $358,067.24.
Okay.
Motion approved.
All right, thank you.
And then to go along with that, we started this when State Board was here because they said they wanted it. It is the payroll time card approval of the employees that do not necessarily punch, but need to have their hours established, improved, and so forth by the commissioners. That's what this is. So it is the payroll time card approval. And that's just saying that you guys are seeing that, the auditor's office signs off on it, and then you guys approve that.
Have you guys been able to get those,
Yes.
get that email?
Yep.
All
Make a
right.
motion.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
And that is all that I have. Like I say, I reserve time later when she gets the claims to balance to bring that up before the end of the meeting.
Is that it?
That's all I have
For
at
now.
this time.
Okay. Highway Department is not here yet.
He won't be here today.
Yeah, he's not going to be here today.
Oh, that's right.
And Rick might have several issues going on. I don't know if he'll be here or not. See if he pops in or not.
All right.
See on this agenda, we can take that off as a standing.
Ed, do you want to go ahead?
Might as well let him, you know,
Thank you, gentlemen.
get it.
Wanted to let you know that our new postage machine was installed last week as they said it was going to be Tuesday. It's all up and running good. Stan came in and checked it out, gave us his blessing. So,
Yeah,
and we're off on
my stamp of
lease.
approval.
Yeah, it's good. Taxes collected, we got over that 99%, so 99.01 as of this morning. So that's good. 57% overall. We'll start getting busier in the next several weeks. Tax sale, October 31st, 1 o'clock. We have 27 parcels as of right now. And I expect that to get whittled down to a dozen or so. Mark Burry is working on a situation down in Geneva. We're trying to get one more parcel taken care of. So we'll see how that all works out. And then the big thing here today, we had a RFP awarding of the bid. That's the request for proposals. I had proposals from all 4 of the banks that we work with, very good proposals. And we had representatives from 3 of those that were here. I want to thank all of them, all 4 banks from F&M Bank, First Bank of Bern, First Merchants Bank, and Flagstar Bank. And this is for a term that begins October 1st of 2023 for 2 years to September 30th of 2025. And this is something that's in State Board of Accounts. They ask us to do that. Basically keep all the banks in line with each other. They sharpen their pencils. They do the best they can for us. And it was a very good meeting today. You gentlemen are the Board of Finance, along with me. You asked for my opinion, and then you voted on to renew the contract that we have with First Bank of Bern, and they have been awarded the bank contract for the next 2 years. I have a press release for the press here today, and that's.
Is that a contract you've got for us to sign today, or you'll bring back to us, or?
Really don't need a signature on it,
Okay.
because if they don't go according to performance, then we can start moving money around, and they
Oh, I
won't
see.
want us to do that. So
Gotcha.
it's not like I have a leash to them. If they want to sign a contract, I can sign a contract. We didn't have to do that 2 years ago.
Okay.
You know, interest rates have just gone crazy in the last 2 years, especially in the last year. You know, had you not rebid that, and we were stuck with, or assumed we were stuck with,
Yeah.
the same rate that we've been getting over the last. The market has changed so much that I thank you for doing that, and shame on anybody else that isn't doing that right now.
Well, and Steve Coon kind of hit it on the nail on the head when we was talking about finance or interest rates. Interest rates are important. You know that I chase those interest rates, but it's not the only thing we look at. And far and away, the Bank of Bern covered, ticked off all the boxes that I had there to compare apples to apples. I was very satisfied with the proposal they put in. And they've done a good job for us now for 2 terms prior to this. And I'm looking forward to moving forward with it. And I will say that they are the local bank in Adams County. The other 3 banks are what I consider regional banks. And, you know, a lot of people think of F&M Bank, you know, Farmers and Merchants or Bank of Geneva. Yeah, they were local then. Now they're out of Archibald, Ohio. Now, I still kind of think of them as Bank of Geneva, you know, and you know, that's fine. I still think of First Merchants as Decatur Bank and Trust, but now they're actually out of Muncie, Indiana. And then Flagstar is out of Troy, Michigan. So it's nice to be able to go down to the headquarters and talk with the people down there when I need to, and it's only 12 miles away. Bank of Bern does a good job for us. I'm just happy that they had a good proposal, we was able to keep it going.
One of the things that I thought was interesting this morning is one of the bank's representatives dealt strictly with governmental entities in a regional sense, and he dealt with 14 counties total. And he was very impressed with the way that you managed this presentation and the way that you managed the evaluation process. And so I think that was a very big compliment to you and how you do business for the county.
That's very nice. Thank you. We're just a small rural county in the great big scheme of things. It's important to us, that money that we handle. But some of these banks, they handle great big entities. I will say that Adams County is in the top 10 of depositors for the Bank of Bern. We are about 3% of their overall portfolio. And I'm proud of that, and they're proud that they work with us to that extent. I did have to worry a bit when we had the ruckus out in California with the banks getting in trouble and a couple of them folding. When I got on the phone with them that next Monday morning, I had people from actually all of our banks call me back, and they knew that I was concerned about it. And they were having board meetings that I was there the first hour talking to them all, and they were all in meetings trying to get it all figured out. They all assured me, Bank of Bern went over and above to assure me that our funds were safe and secure. And they invested locally, and they turned that money over and over and over, and it's all good. It's good for everybody now.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
All right. Rick, did you have anything for us today?
That's two of them.
Nothing going on, right?
Yeah.
The roof has started. Sioux State couldn't have had better weather for it so far, that's for sure. than
Yeah.
last week.
Next 10 days look great too.
Yeah, so
Either to put a roof on or bale hay.
they're projecting to be done by Friday. Cool. So that's good. I did want to mention, tell you, Yolanda had a procedure done yesterday, it went well. We should start in about 2 weeks.
Good.
Yeah.
So how's things going with you and Phil? Are you able to keep up? And
We probably won't win a chariot race, but we're plowing all day.
Did you find any parts? Not yet.
Greg, do you need me to empty my own trashes?
Pardon?
Do you need to empty our trashes in the auditor's office?
We can get it. Sure.
You know, Rick, I've worked places where that was the end of the day, you emptied your own trash. So we get to that point, let us know how we can help.
Right now,
Okay.
we're tackling it.
I know Steve Bailey can wear many hats.
I've emptied a lot of trash. I've even cleaned a few toilets. So you just let me
I've
know.
actually done that as well.
You just let me know.
Anyway, last week I mentioned the AC was out. They didn't have any AC, and that's fixed. He had to get it fixed like last Wednesday or Thursday. So they're back up and running. They'll probably need it next week, I think.
so did Jeremy have a couple people over at 125
One, yes,
for a couple days? Or
3
days.
Yeah,
that work out okay?
I believe so.
Good.
They went in there. He was much appreciative, like you had mentioned, about having them over here and having a place for him when I was communicating with him.
Good.
I think it went well,
Yeah.
as well as it could be, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't got a firm date of starting that pad and stuff yet. Shamball out here,
Generator pad.
but the communication's going, so.
Now, will they, and I know the generator's a little bit out yet as far as when it's coming. Are they already starting on work to make that connection from the pad to the
Not,
power room?
not yet. That's the date I'm trying to wait on, but there is some work. Gene Blakey has started some work in that power room now. There's stuff going on there, but no, nothing has transpired yet from that generator down through the alley.
Is that something that will be ready by the time they set the generator that?
Boy, that's the plan, I hope. Where I'm
Okay.
pushing for that. I'd like for them, when that generator gets set, then all they gotta do is wire their stuff up and,
Plug it in and fire it up? And
yeah. And then we'll, when that time comes, just kind of briefing over it. Well, it'd be nice if we could have a holiday where they would work like on a Monday or something, but we'll have to shut the power down in this building.
Oh,
So
right.
that'll all have to be.
Yeah, because they're moving panels over from the server room to the power room.
Yeah, they'll have to cut that power off when we hook the new generator up. The old generator will not be unhooked until that's completed because we can't do that because of the servers. So
And then the old generator will just stay down in the basement?
until we decide what we want to do. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Is now the time to get it out of there?
Well, we want to wait until the job is done.
Right. But I guess if we don't take it out now, it may never come out, is my only point. And maybe we don't care that it never comes out. Maybe it just set down there and
I don't know.
till the building gets torn down.
Something that
Well, the archaeologists will find it.
What was this thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, if somewhere else in the county could use it, whatever that is, or if we get anything out of it.
Probably not. Probably not what it would cost us to get it out of there.
Yeah. Very good.
So I have
Thanks for your work, Greg.
Thanks, Rick.
Serious about the offer of help.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything on that we want to talk about as far as the Golden Meadows discussion? I don't know if there is anything.
We can probably, Mark had said we could probably take that off of every week on there now.
There's no reason to have it on there as a standing matter.
Yeah, all right. All right.
I guess I would just make the comment that Andy Myers continues to do a great job. I know he's out there again this morning working on kind of the accounting stuff and paying bills, and the hospital again is continuing to provide his services free of charge, and without what work the hospital has done for us, we'd be in a world of hurt. I know Shannon has appreciated everything that they've done out there, and now that Brenda's there, to be quite honest with you, I'm going to turn my keys over to Shannon, and I'm going to say, call me if you need me, but I think my role's done out there.
Shannon, how about your role out there? Is
Yeah.
it,
It's diminishing. I was out there this morning for a couple of hours just to check in on them because I hadn't seen them in a couple of days. And they had some general questions, but I'll still hang out there probably 2 days a week and just do my work from there, just to continue to support them and answer questions about actual HR stuff if I need to, throughout this whole process.
I guess as much as possible, as much as you can kind of direct back towards
Oh, absolutely.
towards your office here so that you're available here and not to leave them high and dry, but I mean, now that Andy's taking care of financials, Brenda Johns is over there with administrative stuff, as much as you can kind of be back into your normal role,
Right.
that would be appreciated, I think, because, for being able to call on you to fill in out there was invaluable, but, I think we're getting some people in place, so.
We are.
Very good.
Ethan, just FYI, Ethan was out there this morning working on some, helping us with Andy's computer, I think specifically getting him some access to some programs that he needed. So I think everybody is pitching in to help us figure it out there.
Very good. But yeah, I think as far as a general item for the agenda item, yeah, I think we can put it off of there. And
Yeah, I emailed Angie to take it off starting next week.
all right. Mike, did you have something for us?
Yeah.
There was one that I told you was gonna be coming around as soon as I got a quote. And, that's dealing with, once we get the racks put in to the server room, there's 2 more racks that we have that have to be placed into there. But we can only place them in once the new electrical is moved out and put into the power room. Once those racks come in, then we put the servers down into there, we have to get over to the switches that are set on the other side of the room. So there has to be some cabling and some panels that are put into the racks that we've now put in. Some patch panels that are put into the racks over there, and then they have to be cabled. And these have to be 10 gig
there's cables, not 1 gig, the cables have to be 10.
But we can't put the racks in yet, but we can order them though, right?
This is the cabling that we're wanting. We already
Oh,
got the
just the
racks.
cabling, yeah.
It's just the cabling that goes between the racks on one side of the room and the termination racks that are on the opposite side of the room. So it's a needed component. We gotta have that to make all this work. And so I've been waiting on a quote, so that's more or less it.
Mike, in your vision, when do you see this all being wrapped up as far as moving and repowering and realigning and the changes downstairs? Is there by the end of the year, are we going to be done with that? Or
I sure hope
when's
so.
when's this black hole coming to an end is my
I
question.
sure hope so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah, this is one that I mentioned a few weeks ago. I had 4 of them that were in here and some things that had to take place. We had to get some stuff cabled over into the power room and we had to bring in some fiber from upstairs down into there. We needed some extra fiber. All that's been put in place now. But we didn't have a quote for this other part. And I said this was going to come as soon as we have that. Now this is going to be in Fund 1138. Work back up on the end.
11:38.
So,
40,
so by the end of the year, we'll have the panels moved out of the current server room to the new power room. And we'll be able to have room for the new racks and move some new equipment into the existing server room. And we will hopefully have the generator in and the connections made for the new generator. So by the end of the year, we should have new components to where we can kind of,
Yeah, the
Continue.
other part that's coming, and I said it before, is we gotta buy the new servers.
Sure.
Yeah, I got that. And those are all basically end of
And
life
this is-
and need to be
Yeah.
replaced. And that's the nature of the beast when we have our own equipment here, that those things get old and need to be replaced. So
Yeah.
we get that. I get that.
Yeah, and we're gonna work on that plan every 5 years. I
Good deal.
kind of doubt if I'm still gonna be around with the next 5 years when that comes to the point. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get it to a place with whoever takes over the spot, that's, most of this stuff is worked out. And
I appreciate
we've also tried to build into the plan that we don't know what the future is gonna hold on things. And we got space over on the other side of to add an additional room. It's already set there and reserved. We're not gonna be stuck like we are at the jail where we're just handcuffed. We can't do anything.
The sheriff came up for air when we started talking bad about his jail.
Especially when you said handcuffs that day.
But-
So what you're saying, we need to expand the jail?
That's exactly what
Let's
I'm.
not talk about that right now.
Well, sometime something's gonna have to happen over there because there's stuff that needs to stay there. And, last night was a perfect.
Well, I haven't appraised them of that issue yet. I'm gonna tell them all that after you're done.
When he gets up there and he explains about it, the real reasoning this whole thing came about is when that system that he's gonna talk about was put into place, it was done terribly. Just quite frankly, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, it was done terribly. And that cabinet sits there and it overheats all the time. And so we got constant, the servers are sitting in there with the terminations and the switches. I just outlined to you guys that down in our server room, we got the server set on one side. We got a cold aisle that comes into the middle with the air conditioning and it pulls the stuff straight through, and we got the returns on the outside of it. That's not like that over there in the jail. And then they put everything into one rack where they have the servers, the switches, the termination with all the cables blocking the airflow and everything else in the cabinet. And then
We wonder why the drives are failing. We got switch ports that are failing. We got power supplies that are failing. And this is an important part of what, I mean, this thing that Accurate controls, it's important. It handles a lot of stuff and we just, it has to be fixed somehow. So we started it off last year by getting a replacement server, but now we got to get them to take the old one out, take the devices that's cabled into it, put it over to the new server, update the switches.
Sheriff, is that something you want to talk about while Mike's here, or?
Well, it's just, like I said, we have 2 switches in there with Accurate Controls. Accurate Controls controls all our doors, accesses, cameras. It's the security system of the jail.
So it's not important at all, right?
No, no. And Sunday evening, we started having issues. Well, they cascaded more and more, and then yesterday, early evening, we had a complete failure of a switch. We had guys in Workaways trying to come in, we couldn't let them in the jail, because everything was controlled. The keys that we have, it took us a while to get the right keys to them, because those keys are locked in my safe. All night long, they were battling, having to reset stuff. We were told finally we need a switch. I ordered 2 switches through Accurate. Then they said, would you guys have any switches? Mike got in this morning, found a switch that works, and we are up and running temporarily right now on this switch. We're waiting for tracking numbers for the switches that we've ordered, and I did set a contract next year to start upgrading all the stuff. Our control computers are all 6, 7 years old now, so we got the master control switched already, and all the other control computers are getting switched out. I just got a picture of them, and we're in the process of updating it. Now, when he's talking about the server room, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff in that room that when we had other agencies coming in on tours of our jail, that's one thing I stressed to them. This is not good. This was not a good design. I understand as far as the security of it, being in the security side, but we're letting vendors in a secure area that weakens the security of it. They needed a separate access into that room from the outside would be best. But we're getting there, but Mike's done some changes with our equipment separated because we had vendors putting stuff in our racks, and now that's all taken care of. That's not an issue anymore. But the vendors, their racks are filling up. As we expand, obviously we need more hardware. So we're working on that. Accurate, we're working on them, getting all of our equipment updated, getting them to clean up their racks. Have to talk to Mike, see, but yes, we have some cooling in that room, but it's not like down here. That's for sure.
Well, when I think about, how it had been previously, how that was to be the main server room for all of the county servers. And then when that quickly became overcrowded and was not a good situation, and you move the servers back into the main server room here, I mean, that just reinforces that was the right thing to do, and it was a good decision.
Oh, yeah.
To move all the county, and move everything out of there that we could.
I mean, I would love to say, let's move the Accurate servers over here too, but the problem is when something goes down, I'd have to have someone drive over here, try and get into his stuff, it's secure, and Mike's never gonna allow it, I don't want it. Our people somewhat know what to do there, and it's accessible 24/7 there. It wouldn't always be 24 accessible over here. So some of that stuff is always gonna have to stay there, no doubt about it.
So when those go down, do all the cell doors fly open and everybody?
Some are opening, some are not locking. That is no joke last night. We had to go around literally with keys and make sure things were locked. So my staff, the last 48 hours, have busted their asses. It was not good at all. Mike, like I said, they had a switch in the office. We got it in, plugged in, and by, I think, 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning, we're back up and running. But it's still shaky. Like I said, hopefully we're getting the new switches. They're trying to overnight them to us, so we might have new switches tomorrow. I bought a spare switch too, because there's 2 switches. If this one went bad, more than likely we're going to replace both switches, and then keep the other good used one as a spare. But yes, we're starting to do that type of stuff. But yeah, it's been rough the last 48 hours over there for sure with the staff, but they've done a great job. We've had no issues. Most of the inmates probably don't even know that there was issues. Visitors did, because we couldn't buzz them in the front door. We had to physically go open the door, because we couldn't buzz. Our buzzing, that controls all the doors too. Everything was down. So it hasn't been fun.
Very good. Well, thanks for being so
But like I said, Mike and I work well together, and he has lots of suggestions, and I try and get them as we can. And we will be making some more changes in that server room for sure.
Good. Okay.
There's some things that just, like he said, has to stay there. Anything dealing with this building and doors and cameras and so on should probably not be here in this building. It needs to be, we need to keep it over there, so then we gotta have servers over there, and we gotta have an environment that's conducive to having servers in there. This is the last one that I got today. And so what this is another power supply for the UPS and setting it there. As we're joining more stuff into the UPS, it now needs another 5 kVA added to it needs another power supply added to the UPS. And what it's telling us now is that we've overrun the amount of power that UPS can handle without another power supply put in it. We're getting notices multiple times every day now. So we got 2 of them in there that come in 5 kVA apiece. We got 2 of them in there for 10 kVA. This will be the 3rd one that we can stick in, and they got multiple slots where we can stick more UPSs in, or more power supplies.
So it's expandable beyond this then if we need
Yes,
it.
yeah.
Make a motion to approve these 2 quotes.
Second.
Okay. Motion carries. Thank you.
What kind of power supply or what kind of UPSs are they? Who makes them?
Vertiv,
Can I have those?
VERTIV.
We've got
It's the kind of UPSs that they put
oh,
at
2 copies of that one. I'm sorry.
the big data places that are, you know.
Oh, wait a minute, pretty robust. These are just not off, not Amazon.
No. We got them in this building. We go with lesser ones and some of the other places that, you know, some of the other buildings that don't. And Vertiv will make smaller ones, obviously, but these have pretty good size. We've just put some of the WebEx stuff onto the UPSs that are there, so they're climbing a little bit.
Very good. Reassessment, appraisal research.
This one with the power supply into that would come out of 1138 as well. 42,500.
Both of these are 1138?
Yeah, 1138, 42,500.
Okay. Oh,
Both of them. And there's still plenty of money in there, but I want to remind, I'm going to bring this up to the council as well, that I'm getting quotes in for new hardware and I'm going to get it ordered. I want to maybe by next month, October at the latest, but I want to make that first year out of 1138, 42,500 out of that one. So I'm going after a 5-year lease, 5 yearly payments with maintenance on all the stuff for 5 years, including with that. So we're going to work out a deal with leasing. And I'm trying to keep enough money in the 1138 that I can make this year's payment out of that. So I'm anticipating that's going to be about $150K a year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm anticipating. And so I'm going to keep that amount in that budget year by year.
I don't know if he needs
to
to
make
make
the
ice
payment.
cream, I don't know if he needs one.
But
Because
as soon as I get
this
them,
isn't
I'm trying to
anything
work
that we're
on
paying
it.
until we get
I've already got one
just quotes.
by one company.
So this will go in
And,
her.
and I'm not really happy about trying to get 3 because our intellectual
Makes sense.
ability is not with
Can't pay a
a
quote.
third company now. We're either
We approved it.
with two places right now. That's what we understand and what we kind of been our way into. It doesn't make any sense to go somewhere else.
We had, yesterday, there was some discussion in council, budget hearings.
Yeah.
And Julie Marie was talking about bidding statute and how if you've only got two, basically if you've only got two authorized or qualified bidders, that you can wave the magic wand and the third one can go away. So maybe Mark can help you figure out how to avoid trying to chase down a third proposal from somebody who wouldn't accept anyway because they're not in our,
Yeah.
not in our system.
It's like we train Bob to do stuff on switching,
Yeah.
you know, and if we bring another group of switches
Another
in,
vendor
then
in.
all that training is now lost.
Yeah, and I think that's easy. Seemed to me like Shelley had kind of the same situation, court's equipment, talking about bidding, so Mark, I think can help you figure out how to avoid that stuff.
So all this stuff is gonna be coming up soon with all this stuff. I'm waiting, I think it's about Thursday or Friday this week, the other vendor is gonna supply for that stuff, and then I'll have two, and then I'm gonna wanna move fast because I don't know how soon I can get stuff in.
And it would be a 5-year lease proposal as well. All those
Everything,
specs.
Mark told Rick, same thing,
Good deal.
5-year with maintenance and everything else, and then that's gonna be our schedule.
Good deal.
Because the girls complain they're gonna get sick.
Good deal.
It's not just my office,
No, there's other options.
several offices. He's got those copies. I've only got the copies that I need. We'll get invoices. We'll match it to that.
The roofers were using a generator, either a gas compressor or gas generator, and somehow those fumes were coming
The
back.
fuel fumes are coming back
So
in.
Mark,
People are getting sick on the
Mark
second
Wynn
floor.
and Rick.
Mark went up
And looking at it.
and that's what it was. I don't know how that is.
Probably running outside of an air intake or something.
Something that was coming right into the building for quite a while, so I don't know how bad it is.
Yeah.
Well, he said here soon.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted that one signed, but I signed the other one.
We can ask Dan. He checks on the gas. Some gas.
I didn't do it.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm done.
thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
You want to do these now or? you wanna wait?
We can do it then, but let me talk to Dan
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there.
Have a seat.
We're a little discombobulated here at the moment.
Too many things going on.
I was gonna throw one more at you.
No.
Well, the reason I was down for it, but get to tell me a little bit is because
I
they
need an
got.
official.
Yeah, that's what we were hearing,
I
yeah.
went upstairs, they have a generator on the roof, it's just downwind from the units that are giving us air, so.
Yeah.
They were gonna.
I bet they were.
Dan is going to check the second floor just to see how bad it is and
I
how
don't smell
the
anything,
people are, I don't know.
I didn't even smell
I
the
have no idea.
hallways, I only smelled it in.
You
I
wanna
didn't
do
smell the
claims now?
house before I came down here, I felt nothing, so I went in his room.
Yeah, our room, I guess,
Because there's different units, so
Yeah.
ours isn't being served by whichever one's being.
I guess once Dan gets back down here, we'll see what he says.
yeah.
And
And
they're gonna move.
I do have claims now that you all were emailed. I don't know if you had a chance, but it's fairly high. But if you look through there, there are like 4 or 5 big highway things.
Right.
341,000, 100, probably more than half of this is all highway. You have one of the trucks, the Stoops trucks, and you have, it's all highway. It's not Mark Wynn.
Number 19, reassessment,
But the claims are totaling, it's not $1 million.
appraisal research, what's that?
Oh, they do.
Appraisal
all of
research is, for Mary's office,
appraisals
assessor's
for-
office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And that's the work that they do, yeah.
I couldn't figure out what that
Yeah,
one was.
that's what that is.
yeah. We've always contracted that out to them.
All right. Anyway, it's in the amount of $987,895.49. $987,895.49, and Jim and Eric, I had mentioned over half of that is all highway with big purchases for coding and roads and trucks and all that good stuff. So that's the reason that it's higher than normal. Oh,
Motion approved.
Second.
Is that a second?
Second.
All right, motion carries to approve the claims. as
Got it.
presented.
thank you.
Yeah, I don't, Mike, you there, so I passed your office is that's why Shannon, I should shut the door.
And all of our offices are outside now because it's so bad in our room.
Please let me
So I
shut
don't
the
know what
door.
to do about that. Can we go down to 125 and work?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, shut and lock the door.
When I
until we-
came back, Amy was already sitting outside and Angie just went outside
So
and Chelsea left.
does it stink in 125 too?
I have no-
Or is that
Mark,
okay?
Mark said the only room he smelled it in
Well, I only
was
went in there,
125.
I didn't smell the hallway.
I mean, the rest, nobody can do anything.
It was like right inside of a room.
They don't have computers.
I don't know.
If they don't have laptops, you can't do anything.
Well, I gave them to,
Yeah. I
don't know how long it'll take to dissipate.
can go shut the door. Our office is just wide open right now.
Okay, go ahead and do that. They'll discuss it.
Probably can't open any windows. can you?
Yeah, Dan will be back down too.
Nope, not easily.
Well, you can throw a brick through it, but that's probably not the best idea.
well,
Put a chair through it.
I think we almost need to figure out if there's other offices too. And is the smell coming in from the common areas and going to the offices? Or is it coming in through the air handlers?
It's the offices, there is no common.
So in the hallways and stuff?
So it went directly into the office.
You ever walked in the hallways, there's actually no heater cooling in the hallways.
Oh,
It's purely in the
It
rest.
seems like ours got the brunt of it.
That's why I didn't smell in the hallway, but I didn't walk down to like the next office down or over from yours, I just.
I think Dan might be
As
checking.
soon as I smelled it, I knew it wasn't,
Yeah.
a natural gas, I knew it was fuel. I obviously know they have a generator, and I do know that units use fresh air for about 10% or so of the air. Unlike, residential, where it's just recirculated.
so as far as, can we change that to where it's only using recycled air instead of pulling fresh air in?
That'd be a question for
Whoever's doing it.
Rick.
Well, if you move the source though of the problem,
I
that's
just
the.
told him, I went up there and talked to Rick right away as soon as I smelled it. I said, hey, this is what, he's like, oh, I know what they're doing. So he was headed up the ladder. I was gonna tell him just to physically take the generator and move it so that it's upwind from the units.
So if we took care of the source of the problem, I wonder how long it's gonna take to
Oh, no.
get the
That's a good
smell
question.
back out of the.
That one I can't answer.
And I don't know how bad it is in the other offices either. I only know all mine is outside now. Because they can't breathe in there.
It was noticeable. I didn't know how that.
I haven't been up there, Steve, so I don't know. Go check it out yourself. I mean, I don't know.
Unless I had a tester, there's no reason for me to go up there.
I have no idea.
Well.
Dan might have walked
Then I
in.
wonder if it's just second floor or if it's, because if it's,
I just
we
don't
need
know.
to talk to Mary and Ed and Tom and Mike and see what's going on in their offices too.
Yeah, I don't know the
Let's
answer.
wait till Dan gets back and keep on going here.
Yeah, let's keep moving the meeting.
Yeah, keep going to the meeting
We're
again
burning daylight here. Let's move on.
Okay,
before the fuel smell gets this far.
Any damn thing we can do about it.
Well-
Move over it.
You would know if it's definitely not you, it's doing your room. Nobody's attacking the commissioners today. Two subdivisions, very straightforward, excuse me. One big rectangle is being divided into two lots. Obviously, the house, they went around, kept the 20-foot minimum, a little bit over that they need to be from all buildings. They took out 20 acres and they have 60 acres left.
Motion approved. Second.
okay.
So are we evacuating, Sheriff, or what do you think?
There's definitely an odor and it comes and goes.
Did you go in several offices?
I did.
to check?
I did. You do. I didn't smell it much on the third floor though. But in the hallway outside of your office was very strong. I think you get used to it a little bit quicker too, but when I was down in the recorder's office, I came out and I could smell it when I came out in the hallway. So there is a fuel smell, exhaust smell. How long are they gonna be working up there? Do we know?
It'll be all day, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I'm sure what it is, what are they running? It's getting sucked into the intake.
Yeah.
And it's just getting distributed around the building. But there is a smell. One of your staff was outside.
I think more of them might be out there now, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so there is. So I'll leave that up to you guys. You make the big bucks.
There's the man.
That's a commissioner's call on that one. I don't know how long that's going to be.
How long's the smell when you eat 80? Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll be up there all day.
Well, they moved the generator. It was just sitting by a.
Okay, so let's give it a little bit of time and see if that makes a big difference.
Well, it will.
I mean, they moved it. That's what it was. They had the generator set by.
Right, the intake.
Probably help if the office's proper doors opened up there, maybe.
They did have them.
They did, but when I just came through, auditors had closed there, so
Maybe it's-
I'd say let's give it a half hour or the fans are on, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say if that's the case, then a half hour will be fine.
Sounds like early lunch, Tony.
Yeah.
This is
No, not for me. I'm down here.
So we have a replat of the subdivision. So this piece was a subdivision back, I don't even know when, a while ago. They have redrawn the lines so that they kept the lines that got around all the buildings. And now the lot has just shrank from this to that. Also, we've done a simple subdivision, which doesn't come in front of you guys, doesn't go in front of anybody, just goes to our office. The remainder of this, because you can't create a new lot, this has been bought by this person, and now that has been redrawn as one big lot. So there's still these two lots, and there's still two lots. This one's just bigger, and this one's smaller. But this was subdivision, this was not. So this subdivision got drawn as a replat to shrink it, and this got absorbed by this lot. Clear as mud. It's right on 218, just east of 200 East. I think Matt Adams, the farmer that does, Matt and Chris Adams, they're the ones that they own down here. And I know they just bought this recently, and I know they told me they bought next to this guy, which they're absorbing this, and they're even attempting to buy that right now. More farm ground. So move.
Second.
24 is what's left.
It's okay.
The replat it. Okay, good. 24. And talking to Mark earlier, just right now, coming down here, we're going to be going out and taking some updated pictures, burns, and sending it directly to the Pioneer, who is taking pallets. And we're hoping to line something up for a week or two from right now.
Wow.
Finally. But I think we're almost there.
And are they taking the trailers and all the semi-trailers?
Ed will be pulling trailers out. This is the Pioneer, is a pallet and wood company. So they will take all pallets that are worth something, all pallets that aren't worth something, all piles of wood from the old pallets, because they make mulch, and they'll take anything that's wood.
Cool.
They'll clean it, they'll handle that part.
Where are they out of?
Portland
Okay.
and Burn, actually. They have a
Good deal.
plant- they have a
Good
plant
deal.
in Burn now.
Yeah, I see their trucks on the road.
Yeah, they're actually one of the biggest pallet suppliers in the nation. So I didn't realize they were in Portland. They used to have got 200 employees.
Well, hopefully we'll bring them to,
Really went everywhere for us. And you, me, so that's where we're at.
People upstairs doing whatever.
Correct.
Wire and tires. You light a match up there. you're
Thank
gonna
you.
explode.
Well,
joke.
let's find out.
They just
what
have
the
to-
Unless
agency-
Tony thinks of it.
Like you said,
Yeah.
you know, if
See
we,
if it just, but I'll need to know what
yeah,
payments
if we
we've
want
actually issued
to
to them.
stay
Kinda
outside
don't
or
care.
for lunch or whatever. so.
I
Can
know.
you get into financials and find out how many payments have been made to pictometry? I know that I made 2 last year. Are you on the agenda or are you just here to talk?
I'm just there real quick. It'll take.
So is the meeting over? Okay, no, because I've got something, so I'm asking, okay.
We
Just
still
real
got,
quick, I told
we
you
still got
about the
attorney.
accurate control issue switch. That thing is, Nathan Shear just called me. They're out at our lift station replacing our 2 pumps. One pump's been down, we've been running on 1 pump. Basically, I told them to order 2 pumps. We're replacing both pumps
What
with
is the
new.
answer?
And then we will see if we can salvage the other 2. One I think is done, the other one I think is salvageable. So then we'll have a spare. I just want to let you know that those pumps are being replaced. Just wear and tear.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Getting old.
Yeah.
Got a few years on it,
Seven,
doesn't it?
7 years now, probably, so. But I just, like I said, want to let you know, city's been helping us immensely out there with that. They come out and suck the pit and stuff, and they've done that several times because it's debris that collects in there, so. City's been nice to work with, so that's a nice partnership between city and county, but like I said, they should pop them in and out probably in under an hour. Shouldn't take that long, so just want to let you guys know that.
Good deal.
All right, thank you.
So that's last year.
Mary, did you have something for us?
21, I'm not sure about that.
We're working on a contract, so I gotta get some more information. Let's find out and then we can talk about
Well, he should
sending
be able to look and see how much he's
sending them a
paid.
letter or something.
Right, okay.
But I need to know how many times since we signed this contract have they actually flown? Have they only done it once?
I'm pretty sure it's just once. They haven't done it on my watch.
Okay,
So I'm pretty sure it's just once. And anyway, I think the guy that Don dealt with, I think he's not even working there anymore.
so, yeah, I'm just
I'm not
wondering
getting
what.
anything on it.
Anyway,
All right, I'll find out.
okay. Plat books. So, I have somebody who I'm waiting for him to come and talk to me. He was a surveyor, but he's retired. And I spoke with a current surveyor who has, you know, a lot of, whatever. Anyway, whatever, this person, if he is willing to do it, I don't know if it'll just be during the interim, because here again, I haven't had a conversation with him yet. But Tony, I think we talked that, I guess what I want to know is the amount of money that's budgeted. Can I tell him that that's what he would be paid? Do I need to, if he says yes?
You're talking about the plot book technician?
Yes,
I thought Mike was doing that.
he's just doing it for the interim is what I've already asked on.
We need to contract with somebody, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be an appointed position. It wouldn't have to be paid W-2 salary. We can contract with somebody. For that matter, we could probably contract with Bill Wimoff if he wants to do it.
Bill's already been asked and said no. I've called several people that said no.
Okay.
Currently, we've got a stopgap that the State Board of Accounts and the council approved as being okay, where it's being taken care of at this time. Mike might not want to do that forever, so if we have somebody else that could come in and do it, then that's fine, but we
Mike
didn't
told
want to
me
keep
he-
getting farther behind.
Mike told me he's only doing it until we find somebody. That was the agreement that because I'm kind of, I've been trying to find somebody.
And there was talk about even training someone
Right.
already in the county to do that, so.
Because Mike doesn't have enough time to do, we need, with Mike's other duties, I'm not trying to speak for Mike, but I don't know how he would have time to keep up with both.
I guess I'm uncomfortable having this conversation without Mike here, because the last time Mike, talked to us, he left the impression that he was okay just continuing to do it.
Well, like I said, all I know is.
So
me, but-
I guess I'd rather not have this
Well, that's
conversation
fine, but can
without
I, if
Mike.
this person comes in, can I like offer them or do I need to come see you guys or have Mike here?
We'd have to approve a contract.
Right.
Yeah,
It'd have
I
to be a
don't think,
contract.
And then the other thing is Don Kuhn, who we already have that one contract with, he said that he would help.
I guess I would rather you didn't offer anybody anything unless we talk to them.
Who does the person report to?
Yeah.
The auditor?
Well, it had been an appointed position by the commissioners. that's what it has traditionally been. And I don't know, Mike's done it for years. I don't know who did it before him. That was probably under,
Ned Smith.
Frank
that was probably
Blackburn.
under Bill.
Ned Smith.
Frank
and then it
Blackburn,
was-
then Med. Yep.
Right, and Bill Wimoff did it for a little while, so somewhere in between, I don't know if that was, I think that might have been after Frank passed away and before we got Med. I think is when Bill kind of filled in for a little bit. But,
I mean, yeah, I think you can have a conversation with Mike.
But
And if he-
I guess I would not
that's
be,
fine, I'm just saying what it was that Mike said. I mean, that's neither here nor there, but I
Yeah,
do want
because-
to, from the impression that I have gotten, we need to find somebody. And so that's why I have reached out to try to find somebody, because that's what has been relayed to me, so.
well, and from, like I said, from my conversation with talking to Mike, he is okay doing it. So I guess to go around him or to go around us as commissioners, I don't feel comfortable. Because we've also approached people. I've approached people. I've contacted people. Tony's contacted people. So,
But
you know,
clearly, I don't know that, anyway, whatever, okay.
Well, I
So if
think
you have a
the main-
solution, bring him to the
Yeah,
table. I
that's
mean,
That's
what
my
we
point, I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good solution, and that's
Hey,
why
well,
but
run
I'm
him
not-
a plate, get him in
I
front
didn't
of
want
the
to stand and wait
bus.
to get, because, I mean.
Now, bring it, because the
We're-
main thing is,
yeah.
your office and our office, we don't want to get behind. We don't want to get
No,
there.
we already
That-
are behind.
That's the whole, that's what we want to ultimately solve. How do we get there? You know, we can bring Mike in, we could have whoever you have in mind, talk to Mike, come down
And
here.
I'm trying to be proactive. I'm
You
not
know.
trying to stab anybody in the back or anything like that. I'm trying to be proactive
Yeah.
because where I sit, it kind of seems like, you know, everything's kind of at a stalemate. It's like, we need to go, go, go. It's
Well,
I think we have a plan, Mary.
good, and
Not
that's
a-
good.
But if you've got a solution, get it in front of Tony and Tony will bring it to us.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully I'll know this week, so.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, all right. So are you good then on
I can't find it.
that, or do you need, Tony, will you ever get any of that info?
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
work with him and I'll find out what it is.
we'll get it.
It
Like I
sounds-
said, I know I paid him once,
Okay.
which would have been the $70,000+.
I think that's all that they've been paying, that I know of.
What's our other options? What are the other vendors?
Vision, they fly.
Okay, do you have a proposal from them or no?
No, because I've been waiting to
Okay.
hear from you of whether or not we're gonna go with the, I need to know if we can get out of this or what we can
Well,
do.
that's what we're
Right,
looking at.
okay.
The contract's terrible. It's not very clear.
Right, okay,
So,
okay.
Frankly, he's been catching up quite a bit on that.
Good.
So
Good deal.
we need to talk to him. He's the one to talk to.
And I didn't necessarily see that as the long-term solution, but short-term, I felt like.
Because the discussion was that eventually he would start training somebody
Right.
to take over.
Right.
So,
You guys keep working on that.
All righty.
I cannot find it. Oh,
Okay, Mark, did you have anything for us?
yep. This is the ordinance we talked about last week. It's updates the election poll workers compensation. It was just a minor change. The travel board, early voting workers, they're paid $11.23 per hour for a 40-hour week maximum. And then
Mary,
there was a change, and it just specifies voting equipment workers shall receive $50 per day. Other than that, everything else in the ordinance is the same as what it was previously. So this is ordinance 2023-15. Just need a motion to adopt 2023-15, which establishes fees for election poll workers and rates for reimbursement for election-related expense. Two of those.
because I didn't
Motion
know.
carries.
Yep, so there's two of those, get those signed. And also we've got ordinance 2023-16, which is the ordinance that establishes the speed limit on County Road 950 south from Highway 27 to County Road 150 west. It recites that we did have a traffic study, which we've reviewed. I've got a copy of that. And so this ordinance establishes that speed limit at 45 miles an hour for that location.
Will that be posted?
Yes, the ordinance requires signs to be posted and we publish it one time. Just need a motion to approve, adopt ordinance 2023-16.
So moved.
And that's just how much road, short, half mile road, or was it a mile road?
Yeah, it's from Highway 27 to County Road 150 west.
Yeah.
I don't, how far is that?
Mile and a half,
It's the first road,
Well,
27 to the first road.
and when's that effective? The signs posted?
We have to publish it one time. And
That's
so
right, posted.
get signs posted.
Okay.
So,
Just as a matter of record, the way it read in the paper, was that we were gonna decrease the speed limit on every county road to 45. So I got some contacts from residents.
write that.
Yeah,
I didn't read it that way.
okay. Cause I got a couple contacts from different people. It sounded like we were gonna decrease it on every county road.
now?
Unposted, it's 55.
Yeah.
And that's by state standard. Otherwise, it has to be posted, otherwise it's a 55 mile an hour speed limit. Okay.
that's all I got. We already covered, what we're doing with the pallets, so. Ed Spangler had surgery last week, so he's not gonna be able to get in there for a couple of weeks. But, anyway, we need to get the pallets moved first anyhow, so that's fine. And it's been dry.
He's kind of been moving some of them, or not the pallet company, but Vern has been moving some of them.
Yeah. So we'll get a date established but we'll send him a letter and tell him date and time. We'll be out there.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
You need to tell
Well,
ordinance 15.
it's like we're having two meetings at once.
It's just one flight.
Yeah, all right.
So Mark, when will this be posted?
Tony, that speed limit ordinance, you need to send that for publication.
Okay, the 16,
Yep,
okay.
it
You
publishes,
guys all sign these?
just needs to publish one time.
The other way. Oh, I've already got two copies of 16. Do you need another copy? We're going to just keep this one.
You can have it.
I need to make a copy of 15.
It just needs to be published one time. I would publish in both. Decatur,
Just the 16 needs published?
just 6.
Not the 15? Okay.
Right, yeah, publish it in both Decatur and Bern
Okay.
papers.
Got it.
And then once you get the proof of publication, let us know and then, once you get the proof of publication, let us know and we'll get the signs up.
Did you find any information out on them alleys,
On the what?
the alleys in Glen Grove?
Yeah, actually, I had Deb do a search on the plat for Lynn Grove, and it's so old. There's no indication on there that those were taken over by the county.
All right, well, he wanted to know, he called me on the way here this morning and wanted to know if we had documentation so he could take that to the sheriff when he goes to the complaint that that is his alley. that the county isn't responsible
It's-
for it.
It's not anybody's alley. It's still, it is right of way.
It's a mess.
It's right of way, but the county doesn't have any obligation to maintain it. Okay, so the county doesn't hold title to it. The county, if the county improves a roadway, then the county will maintain it. But when a subdivision like that is platted, and we're talking subdivisions, this was in the 1800s when Lynn Grove was platted. The plat simply establishes the lots that are then sold by reference to the lot number. Everything else is just designated right of way.
So who takes care of the right of ways?
The ones that have roads, the county maintains. But the right of ways, that's up to the property owners to keep them free if they want them passable. You know, we don't maintain trees in other unimproved alleys anywhere in the county. Never have. And so, yeah. And I've done the research on it. Well, actually, right here's the Lynn Grove plat. So anyway, I mean,
I'll just get the sheriff to ride out there with me this afternoon. He can handle this.
What you want to do?
He's got trees growing up in the right of way and he's blaming the neighbor and the neighbor's blaming him. So the county went in and said, we don't have the right of way. Somebody has to clean up.
it's right of way, but either of the property owners can maintain it. If they,
Sounds like the
they
person
need to
that
get together.
cares can maintain it.
they need to get together and maintain it.
Obviously, the other
Someone
one
wants
doesn't
the
care.
trees removed?
Yeah, the one wants trees removed and the other one doesn't.
Oh, boy. Well, then they
Who's
can,
been cutting the grass around the trees?
Nobody. You ought to see it. Brad and I went out and looked at it. It's a mess.
I mow the grass in the alley behind my place.
I do.
It's just like your grass between this road and the sidewalk. You maintain it, but you don't own it. That's a right of way. I mean, so we're in the same catch-22 there.
yep.
Sounds like it's gonna go back,
Quit
revert back
calling,
to forest.
quit calling me.
I'll tell you what we need to do is we need to get a
we send him a
letter
letter?
together and get in a legal opinion to say, look, here's, the county doesn't maintain this. The county's never improved it and the county doesn't maintain it. It's between property owners to figure out what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
If a tree is growing and it's causing a nuisance, then I think the individual whose property is threatened or damaged can trim the tree or remove the tree for protection of property. And if the other property owner says, no, I don't want you to do that, then go to court and let a judge decide. But either one, I think, has the right to maintain the tree to protect their property.
Well, I would appreciate it if we could get a letter out to it.
Okay? But it's the same thing goes for grass, okay? County doesn't mow grass in unimproved alleys. Ever. That's up to the property. If the property owners don't do it, then doesn't get done. So,
Good deal.
yeah, let's see, this was.
Block on him.
1855. 1855 is when Lynn Grove was platted. Okay, so that's way before there was any zoning in the county or there was any subdivision control. Long time,
I wonder when Monmouth was. Isn't Monmouth the oldest town in Adams County?
probably.
That must have been before that.
I think they're around the time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. Anything else, Mark?
Oh, no, that's it.
Okay. Shannon, did you have anything for us?
Yes.
I'm getting a geology lesson of where Monmouth is. Geographic lesson.
That's geometry, okay?
Geometry, angles,
So I just have two things today. One, we had a resignation at Community Corrections for Education Coordinator, so just would like permission to post and recruit for that, to backfill that position. As long as you're okay with that.
Yep. So move.
And then the other one is, after discussion with you guys and the council, we would like to start recruiting for a county engineer again. It's been a couple years since we've attempted to do that, so we would like to go through that process again and see what turns up. So just permission to post and recruit for that position as well.
So, second.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Maybe a little quicker next time.
You did.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Just as a FYI, we had talked a week or two ago about having MLS, Brett Miller's company, help us understand what the potential uses of the ground out around the jail. I talked to Julie Marie, and she feels like that would be appropriate for ARPA funding. So I'm going to be putting together an ARPA request, and I'll take that to the council if you guys are okay with that. See if we can get that funded from ARPA, and then we'll, if I'm not mistaken, we actually approved that at the commissioners meeting.
Yeah.
We just need to figure out where to fund it from. So I'll take that to the commissioner, or take that to council at their next meeting.
Very good. Thank you, Steve. Anything from the general public? Not too much public
I'll
going.
ask it.
All right. We're going to stay off on door prizes, so that way if you stay to the end of the meeting.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All right, so moved.